Now, bats are known to be super incubators for thousands of different viruses, and since the COVID-19 pandemic, there's been growing interest in the flying mammals and the role that they can play in so-called zoonotic spillover events. And this is where diseases jump to humans. Our global health correspondent Naomi Grimley has been given special access to a scientific research project in Ghana in West Africa, which aims to monitor bats.
Dusk is the witching hour at Accra Zoo. It's the best time for this group of scientists to test these bats for different viruses and even superbugs.
What we're trying to test for resistant antimicrobials in the poo of the bats. So that's what we are trying to do.
So the question is the bacteria in the poo resistant to antibiotics?
Exactly, that is the question. Yeah.
Bats are a mystery because they can carry all these different pathogens, including coronaviruses, but not get sick themselves.
This is actually an adult female, and I think it's even pregnant from...
Kofi Amponza-Mensah is a conservationist at the University of Ghana. He's worried that human activity is forcing bats to change their normal behaviour.
It's increasingly becoming difficult for bats to live in their natural habitat because we've encroached in it so much, we have modified it so much. Thus, there's constant contact with these bats. So maybe bats are not to be blamed for all the troubles we are having. We are currently on our way to the Cantonment.
Next stop on our journey, and Kofi is leading me down a disused railway to a bushmeat market in Accra.
You can see some species on display.
Following the COVID-19 pandemic, there's been renewed interest in the whole idea of bushmeat. Clearly, bushmeat markets are a pinch point where wild animals like bats come into real contact with people. This creates a risk scientists want to preempt.
Bushmeat and the trade in bushmeat is something that has been going on for thousands of years. It's entrenched in people's cultures, people's histories, right? It's important to understand these complexities, right? Rather than calling for just a blanket ban. As you can see from where we are, the trade is dominated mostly by women. And for a lot of these women, this is the only trade they know because it's been handed down from their grandparents to their mothers, and now they are in the trade as well.
The bat droppings we saw earlier are tested here at this high-security lab. It's all helping to expand knowledge about so-called zoonotic diseases.
So since COVID, we have now, have kind of a broader understanding about viruses in terms of how they cause infections, how they manifest on humans and all that. So yes, recently we started having other outbreaks. I mentioned Marburg outbreak in Ghana. We had Lassa. Before that, we had yellow fever. So some of these, the systems that were set in place helped us to kind of go out there, do the investigations, and stop the spread early.
There's still so much we don't know about bats and their immune systems, but research into them is being turbocharged around the world, and here in Ghana, they're doing their bit. Naomi Grimley, BBC News.